What's up, guys? This is Ty Wheaton back for what I will call episode 6.5, another point 0.5 episode, but this one's going to be a little longer than the last one. This episode is kind of a precursor to the episode that I just did, because I had talked about in the video doing a separate video just to talk about what I'm going to talk about here. But I'm not going to make an episode 8 about it. Just doing them on the same night. So I'll do this as 6.5. You can watch this one, and then that way you'll understand some of the stuff in the next one. Okay. This episode, number 6.5, is about a group that myself and my best friend from high school, Nick Wilkinson, started at the vocational program that we went through. It was almost 3 years ago now. It was, I think, yeah, it was about 3 years ago now that we started this, and what it was Nick and I were in our first year class, and we kind of hit it off. We got sat by each other first day of the first day of the whole program, and we sat down next to each other, and he told me and I told him. We kind of both looked at each other and had kind of the same reaction, and it wasn't a flattering reaction. We both kind of looked at each other and were like, dude, what's this guy, what's this douchebag, because I was dressed to the nines with my nicest clothes. I had my hair, I used to shave my head, so my hair was shaved. I think I'd done it the night before, and I looked as nice as I could, and I came in there, and Nick came in. He had longer hair, not real long, but it was longer, about like mine all over, and he had just a soccer jacket and a t-shirt and jeans, and I was just like, we didn't click first thing, and then further down the road we worked with each other, and man, we hit it off like no other. And I was surprised as anybody else. This kid could cook just as well as me, just as well as anybody else in that class, and I was blown away by what this kid could do. And then we became friends. We started working more together, and eventually, about I think halfway down the road of the first year, we came up with the name of the group. It was two guys at this point. We came up with the group name of the Renegades, which I had looked it up, and it means kind of people who are deserters. They go away from the norm. They're supposed to do one thing, and then boom, they go off and do their own. And that's that was kind of us, man. We kind of thought out of the box. We didn't think straight on, head on. They tell you to do this. We were like, oh, okay, and we kind of work our own little magic on it and get down in there, and we gave it our own kind of spin on it every time we'd work together. And I don't know if Peter and Dave hated us for that or loved us for that or what they thought about it, but nonetheless, first year went off without a hitch. I mean, we just took off. We just ran with it. And then towards the end of the year, and then at the beginning of the next year, word had come up between me and him about adding more people. And we said, we're not really close with any of the people in our class. We kind of had separated ourselves from the rest of the class. We had made ourselves the Renegades. We had made ourselves Ty and Nick. We were attached at the hip. Peter and Dave used to joke all the time they didn't think we could do things on our own because we were always side by side. And it came around to the next year, and we found one guy that Nick had said was coming in. His name was Jake, and Jake Johnson. Nick had told me, he said he was kind of along my lines. He was very strict, very serious about the business. He wanted to learn what he could, and he wanted to be the best. And I said, okay, that's great. That's what this group needs. And then we got there. We were there, and we observed, and we watched all the people that were in the second year class, which was the class below us. And the class below us had two guys that kind of stuck out to us. One was just this odd ball, I guess is the only word, and I don't mean that in a bad way, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but Donovan. He was kind of a loose cannon, man. He was an oddball. He didn't fit the mold that was the people in that class. There were, we all had our own diverse kind of look and whatever. We were our own people, but we still had, we were still kind of, you could tell who was in what, and Donovan just didn't fit that mold, man. Donovan broke that mold, and Donovan was a hell of a character, man. One day he'd be going off the handle about, this and that, and, talking about, oh, I'm going to do this and that, and getting all crazy with it, and I'm like, you might want to slow down, bud. You might be getting a little big for your britches right there, just trying to do a little too much, or you got a little too much going on with your flavors or whatever, but the kid rocked it every time he was in a competition, and every time he did something. So I mean, I got props for you, man. I from the bottom of my heart, love you, bud. You were great. And then we had caught wind, me and Nick had caught wind at this point, of this kid named Adam Dawson. He's from school up by me, and the first thing that I had ever heard about this kid was that people thought he was my younger brother because they thought we looked alike, and they thought we acted a lot alike. So I was like, I gotta meet this kid. And lo and behold, this kid, Adam, looked, at the time, we both we cut our hair real short, and we were both, taller-ish, not like really tall, but we were tall guys, and we were stocky, and we both wrestled. We both had that kind of mentality and that personality that comes along with it, and I was like, yeah, yeah, I can see it. And Adam became kind of, as things went on, Adam kind of became the rock of the team. He was always there, and he was always, what are we doing for the team? What are we doing for this? What are we doing as a unit, as a group, as a team? What are we doing this week, or just today, or whatever? And it was nice to have somebody like that. It was nice to have somebody who was always there. He was consistent. He was always on his game and always on point. It was nice to have. So by the end of it, what had started as a group of two guys who, in the beginning, really didn't like each other, it morphed into a group of 5 guys who were there to prove that they were the best, and did everything they could to prove that, and I know I'm going to get killed if I don't mention this, because I'm still friends with the girl. There was talk, and there was speculation of maybe adding a girl to the group, because everybody thought it was just a guy's group, and we said no, we took the people we thought were the best. And Sammy, you were considered multiple times for being in the group, and at one point you were very, very close to being included. it was towards the end, when your whole situation with, who went down, and we had thought about adding you into the group, but Nick kind of came up with the idea of it can only be new, first years. It can only be people who come in new to the whole thing. We can't add people after they already know about it. It kind of has to be, okay, you're in vocational now. Here's a group that really wants you because they think you have a lot of potential and they think that they can help you out. It's either join or go off and do your own thing and try to prove us wrong. And that's what we felt like. We felt like a group that was really strong and powerful and could do, could help people get better and could help people. But, I mean, we were just a bunch of kids screwing around at a vocational. That's all we were. We weren't any better than some people. We were better than some and worse than others, man. I mean, that's all we were. We had big heads. And like I said, Sammy, you were considered more than once to be a part of that group. And if I would have got my way, you'd have been right there beside us in the group. Not sure if that, means anything to you, but it's something I wanted to get off my chest and say, hey, you deserve to be in that group, and you didn't get added, but you were very strongly considered. With that, as far as I know, the Renegades are done and gone. They don't exist anymore. When it comes to the vocational school that we went to, it kind of died the year after Nick and I left. But I really do like that we did what we did with it, and I think it helped us to better ourselves, and it was a hell of a group. Everybody who was involved, thank you for being involved and doing your part. With that being said, not much left to talk about. I mean, just wanted to get that off my chest about the first power group I was in. Thank you guys again. Love you all, bottom of my heart. But that's about it. That's about all I got. So, see you in episode 7. And then after that, I'll see you in episode 8. And after that, we'll keep on going until you see me back at Sullivan. Thank you guys for watching. That's all I got. Peace out, guys.